approach. So this is going to be this session of Sriram will definitely help you to take this to the next stage. So as a marketer, I generally suggest whenever I encounter a business challenge, I generally sit and use a mental model, maybe a thinking model. I should see everything from customer perspective. I shouldn't see this from my perspective. I shouldn't see this from this. This I have learned from, as Anand said, over 15, 20 years of experience in marketing. Nothing will change unless I see things from consumer perspective. Most of the time what happens is, we as marketers, we think about products, we think about our own services, we think about revenues and all those things, forgetting that who's going to buy at the end of the day, all these things, right? So as a consumer today, we use Facebook, we consume a lot of content in Facebook, we use YouTube for consuming a lot of content to take a lot of buying decisions. We are in tune with what is happening in the market. But I'll ask you one simple question. How many of us, as business owners, fully adapted all these technologies? Fully adopted all these technologies. But as consumers, one more request for you. For the next half an hour time, I sincerely request you to wear two hats. One is the hat of a consumer. We are all consumers, right? So we market just one or two products. But at the end of the day, we consume a lot of products and services in our day-to-day life, right? So on one side, please wear a hat of a consumer. Parallelly, wear the hat of a marketer also. So it will help you to grasp the ideas which I am going to share in this session. Is that fine with you? Okay, thank you so much. So 7 rules of marketing, modern marketing. What are those? I'm just going to share. We all know that social media is a new trend. We all know that Amazon and other technology things are disrupting the marketplace. But I'm going to share a few things which you can, which will help you to go back and apply in your business, day-to-day business. Okay. So one of the things, the common theme of this workshop is also 10x workshop. It's not 10% workshop. 10x means agile, speed. We have to go to market quickly, change things quickly, roll out our product quickly, maybe in an iterative way. So how we can do that? So rule number 1, let me quickly jump into this. Today, if you want to scale up your business, if you want 10x growth, you don't need huge resources to build your brand and distribution network. Earlier, if you want to build an organization, these are the 3 basic things which we would have studied this in our college. These are the 3 basic things we need. It takes hell a lot of time, money and other resources to do this. Today you don't need that. Take this brand for example. I will be sharing some case studies also quickly. Take this brand Beardo as an example. It's a 3-4 year old brand. It's doing for 200 crores now. They have totally avoided all the conventional mass media advertising, conventional manufacturing methods, conventional distribution strategies. The very simple thing which they have done is they have identified the male grooming market amongst millennials and Gen X growing very fast. That niche they have identified at the strategy level. Then what they did is they given the manufacturing also to a third party. They never use any mass media because as we all know, television and print advertising is costing us a bomb. So they have totally avoided mass media. Distribution. To build a distribution network like ITC, this company has to go through the entire cycle, another 10, 15, 20, 30 years. They have totally avoided the conventional distribution methodologies. And in 3 years' time, they have taken the revenue to around 120 to 150 crore. If they thought of conventional methodologies, this 10x growth would have not happened. How they did it? It's very simple. Manufacturing, they have outsourced the manufacturing totally. Distribution, they used all the online assets. Media, they've used all the new age media. Very simple. Scale up is very fast. One of the key things which I have understood in agile technologies being iterative. It means you have to go to the market very quickly, test your product, learn from the customer and bring back and adopt into your business. That is very, very critical in any business to be successful. This brand has done that. They went to the market very quickly, they tested their value proposition, they never used any conventional mass media because it will drain away all their money. Distribution network, they have used Amazon because it is very, you can immediately test your product. Maybe if you want to kill the product also, you can kill very quickly. So this is theme number one. You don't need huge resources to build your brand and distribution network. You can totally eliminate all the conventional methods and bring your product to the market very, very quickly. Rule number two, it's an interesting thing. People who are sitting here, we all own a piece of media. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
We all own a piece of media, yes. See, earlier, if you notice, as marketers, we had huge control over marketing when all those social media, YouTube and all those things didn't exist. It means we will use television and print advertising to steal the attention of consumers. They have no other way. Even if they switch other television channels using remote controls, we capture their attention in some other way. So now what happens is consumers have started gaining control. How? Leave alone television and print advertising. Now they are not growing quickly. Now they create content. We as consumers write content. We use social media. We even, as you rightly said, what is very important for us as a consumer, we lack patience. YouTube is solving that problem. You don't have to watch 30-minute content in a traditional way. You can even skip it and watch. This provision you don't have in television. So we as consumers have full control as to what we have to consume, when we have to consume, how we have to consume. But I've asked you to wear another hat. So how we are adopting this mindset as a business owner? Just think about it. Entry barrier to communicate is zero. Even with 500 rupees in our hand, we can start advertising today. That is one of the main advantage. But as a business owner, we all know all these things, but we have to fully grasp and go ahead and implement, as you rightly said. But the main reason why advertising is facing a slow death is because, as a rule, we all know, if the volume goes up, effectiveness comes down. Everywhere, if you notice, there is advertising. That is one of the prime reasons why advertising is failing. Because advertisers tend to steal attention from us. We don't believe in advertising, right? How many of us believe in advertising fully? Advertising doesn't build credibility, right? So this is another interesting survey done by Gallup. World's Most Trusted Professionals 2018. Where marketers are there. We spend $628 billion and our trust level is here. Why? Because people don't trust advertising at all. In this social media world, people believe in people. We don't believe any brands. Let me be very honest, I am a marketer. Okay, I am saying this. People don't believe in conventional advertising and in brand communication. People believe in people in social media world. So how we can adopt this media mindset? Rule number 2 is, as a business owner, instead of focusing on advertising, we can start creating a lot of content about our product and service. Maybe, what business you do?
We sell office storages.
So office storages. Maybe you can create a lot of content around how office storages can be helpful to business owners and offices and start. Are you doing this in your business now?
We create a website and post.
Okay, so you can create, just an example I am giving, you can create lot of useful content. What media companies generally does is, if you notice, any media company for that matter, number one, they create lot of content just to gain attention from us. That is their first agenda. They don't sell anything. Take it any newspaper, take it any television, media company, be it Times, Hindu or CNBC, whatever it may be. They create news, they create lot of content just to get attention. Today the most precious commodity is what? Attention of the consumer. As marketers, we need to move away from selling to gaining attention and then trust. Then if we start selling, media companies sell small slots to advertisers, right? So first they gain attention and then they sell that attention to other advertisers. As business owners, we can do the very same thing. We can create content, gain attention, build trust, build engagement. Then if you go and sell, prospects will be more conducive to buying on product and service. So that is what I mean by think like a media company. Rule number 3, as we have seen earlier, advertising is losing its charm, PR is gaining more momentum now. So just for example, when I say people believe in people, when we go to Amazon to buy a laptop bag for men, how do we make buying decisions? What are those numbers? What is this? Reviews given by so many other consumers like us. This is one of the key trends which we need to. Earlier, if you want to buy a car, what we will do? We don't have any other option. We'll just discuss with 4 or 5 people. Well, let's take laptop itself, bag itself as an example. We'll just talk to few of your friends. We may talk to our colleagues. Now it's not like that. You can understand the views of 1,174 people who have already purchased this product and returned it. Is it not powerful? The idea which I am trying to see is, now, as we discussed earlier, customer is not believing in conventional advertising. They believe this. So it means we have no other option than playing an organic game. We have to be, if we are promising something, we have to deliver it. Otherwise someone is going to write something about us today. So this is an opportunity also for people who want to build a sustainable business. So when I say PR, this is what I mean by PR. This is a social proof. Advertising is a very simple concept. Advertising is we blow our own trumpet. We are good, our product will do this. That is what advertising is all about. PR, you are doing it for me. You are saying Rajesh is good, Rajesh is bad. Who will believe you? Naturally you are going to believe his words only, right? That is what this is all about social proof. It's a psychological concept. Moreover, all these content are created by the consumers. See these ratings. See, at the end of the day, people believe in other people. We all run behind what generally, we all have, this is a unique, it's not a unique idea, we all do this subconsciously. How are we going to enable this conversation from a customer perspective? Do you collect reviews from your online companies, travel companies? Do this. If you go and use their service after coming back from the after you finish off your tour, they will call you and ask, sir, please post your review in our website or in Amazon or in Google reviews. Why they are doing it? They know this is the asset for them. This is the asset for them. This is going to generate more business for them, more than any other advertising. So in your business, are you collecting reviews? Are you enabling other people to talk about you? Not in your forum. Not in your forum. People don't, even if you write it in your website, people are not going to believe it. In any consumer forum, are we enabling those conversations? Please check out. Brands that adapts with today's consumer buying journey wins. This is very conceptual. Let me explain you clearly. Google has done a research amongst car shoppers. So 7-8 years back, almost every car shopper went to the distribution store almost 9, 10, 11 times to buy a car, high-end car. Today, it has come down to 2 or maximum 3. Why? Can anyone guess?
They're getting more information.
Sorry?
They're getting more information from the mere social media itself.
Yes, very good. Yes. See, as a car buyer, what I do is, earlier, again the same thing. I have to discuss with a lot of people, go to the shop floor, sit and understand about various features available in the car, especially. All those things I have to do it manually. Now, there is a buying journey where they said on average customers are usually 57% finished their decision making processes before even they contact you. They have done it. They have almost 80% decided whether I am going to. We assume that once we get a lead from the prospect saying that this is the first time he's coming to us, he is approaching. It's not. He has done all the research, or he intent, or he wanted to do all the research and understand about you before even considering about doing business with you. But what can we do to enable that buying journey?
Provide meaningful content.
Yes, provide meaningful, not only meaningful content across the buying journey. What do I mean by buying journey? We generally, there is a problem comes in. I go and search something in Google. I have a headache. Content comes. As brands, are we there? Are we solving that problem? Conventional advertising always assumes that product customer is ready to buy immediately. Not anymore. Customers, almost 60-70% of the time, we do a lot of research, right? When we want to buy something. So in that decision-making journey, as a brand, are you there in every step? When I search for information, are you there? As a car shopper, when I want to compare with all the other car brands, are you there? In Google, there are a lot of car shopping channels where they compare with all the other cars. So are we there? We just need to ensure that customers are doing all those things. To stay relevant, we just need to ask the question, are we there when the customers are looking for information about a brand? That is very critical today. Rule number 5, you don't need high-paying celebrities to promote your brand. Earlier, we used to think, as marketers, we used to think we need big budget to go and approach a lot of celebrities. Even now, big brands do. But as an agile brand, as a small brand, as a small business owner, I'm not affordable, and it is not required at all. Yes, micro influencers. Exactly. Who are they? Do you know Tamil Nadu weatherman?
Yes.
He's a micro influencer. He's a celebrity now, but he's not a conventional celebrity. It means he's not very popular. At the same time, he's popular in a small niche. He delivers value to his audience in terms of providing weather information. So there are two things here. One thing is, every one of you sitting here might be a micro influencer, even to an audience of 400, 500, a small audience. You're a micro influencer. On one hand, you can even become a micro influencer to influence your audience to buy your products or services. On the other hand, you can even engage with other micro influencers in your market. Maybe what do you sell? If you're into Godrej furniture, there are a lot of furniture lovers who post content on Instagram and Facebook. They create a lot of content. Even housewives, they create a lot of content. How can we engage with all those micro influencers? Again, this idea of social proof we have to keep in mind. When we talk about it, people are not going to believe it. When a micro influencer talk about a product or a brand, they are going to naturally buy into our idea. And one more disadvantage in using all these highly paid celebrities and using a micro influencer is micro influencers are highly relatable. It means they are day-to-day people like us. So people will relate with them very easily and understand, okay, this could be a genuine content. And their engagement level is also high. It means if you post some comment on those micro-influencers, they immediately like, they say thank you, they engage with you quite easily. Yeah, exactly. So hope you understand the idea of micro-influencer, right? Am I explaining it clearly? Okay, great. So it's cost effective. They're not going to charge a bomb. And moreover, if you do it consistently, if other small influencers talk about your product consistently, it creates a buzz about your brand. Slowly, your brand can create huge momentum in the marketplace. Rule number 6, whatever business we are in experience business. Now, if you notice, if you take a restaurant as an example, there is a concept called cloud kitchen. You're aware of it, right? So we don't have to go to restaurant at all. We can even open up a restaurant in a remote place and serve it through online. So what happens to conventional brick and mortar restaurants? What will happen? Is there a way for them in future? Okay, so now even companies like Swiggy, Zomato, they can even deliver food online. We don't have to go to a restaurant. So what makes us to go to restaurant as a consumer?
Ambience.
Fine dining experience.
So we no more go to restaurant just to eat. We go to a restaurant to celebrate birthdays. We go to restaurant to throw some parties.
Connections.
We go to restaurant to make some connections. Whatever business we are in, especially people who are in brick and mortar businesses, there is a huge scope of bringing a mindset of, yes, I am in a experience business. Otherwise, any technology company can disrupt. Even Amazon, if you take a departmental store, for example, if you run a small departmental store, yeah, Amazon offers better price. Why should I come to the departmental store and buy? What? We have to think in that way. Last week I was there in this theater, Swaram Mall. They have created a huge experience. It was highly convenient. It's very vibrant there. So they've even created a restaurant around the theater. You can book snacks, they are delivering inside your theater when you watch movies. All those things you would have experienced. But theater business slowly dying. Why? Netflix, Amazon Prime, yeah. Unless and until these theaters have realized, thankfully, unless and until I am going to give exceptional experience to them, these guys will watch everything in Netflix. And even in terms of content, Netflix offers web series now. So whatever business we are in, especially when we run a brick and mortar firm, it's time to think that are we creating a positive experience to the consumers? That is very, very critical. Last but not the least, every concept, all these 7 rules which we discussed today are interlinked. This is also interlinked to the idea which I told you, think like a media company. Now since that we own a media company, we can build our own personal brand. Another big advantage of being a personal brand is it helps you to build your own business also. How many of you are able to understand this idea? How many of you agree with me that you are a personal brand? You are a personal brand. How many of you are creating some amount of content about your own business? Doing it now? I could very well notice Anand and Mr. Prakash doing it. They create a lot of content in YouTube, even in Facebook. We can go and watch all their content. It's useful. So as a business owner, you can think on those same lines. Create a lot of content. Think like a media. YouTube is a television channel for us. It's a television channel, YouTube. Think on those terms. Think that you are a producer. Think that you are an editor. Think that you can create content. Put yourself in a position, go and interview about other people in your own industry. And if time permits, we can even do one simple exercise. How many of you, can any one of us come to the stage who's willing to speak in front of the camera, just for 1 minute? And we have time.
Okay, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. We'll finish up with this. Can anyone?
Can I choose someone?
Yes. Who's willing to speak at least 1 minute about your business?
Okay. They are-
About your own business. That's it. Yeah. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to shoot. You just talk about your own business. How it helps your consumers.
Okay.
One minute.
I am in the okay. Good day all. I am in the business of cyber security. I am an cyber entrepreneur creating a cyber training institute, which will help arts and science graduate also to come into this field and defend the organization, company, network to do the business safely and productively. Thank you.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to share this with the people's WhatsApp. In another 5 to 10 minutes time, you have to post this in your Facebook page. Is that fine with you? And tell me what happens. Share it with me, share it with Anand tomorrow morning. How many likes, shares you have got on it? What is the
This
common
program, even this program, I posted it before starting with Prakash and Anand's hashtag and everything. I got 10 to 15 hits before.
Yes.
That's
Okay,
the
you're going to post this video.
Sure.
I'm going to share this with you. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now let's hear the magic from tomorrow. So it's very simple, but we overthink. We don't execute because we overthink. I mean, what people will think? Can I do it? Mobile. To think like a media company, all you need is a smartphone. That's it. Don't think of hiring a cameraman and postpone decisions and unnecessary. Okay, that's it. So rule number 7, when I said you build a personal brand, you can build your own company brand. This is what I mean. I've shown this in action. Don't try to sell too many stuff when you do this. Talk about the benefits, value additions, as we told earlier. Think of adding value to consumers' life before even trying to sell something when you do a personal brand. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Rajesh, and you made each one of us as a micro influencer. So when you go out after the session and sign in any paper, then you will become, you don't endorse somebody. You actually charge about $1 lakh for every endorsement. So you are that valuable actually. So now we have come to the end of the second session. The third session is going to start. We are almost on time. About 12 minutes we are actually behind because of the initial introduction. So we have a tea break now, high tea now. Kindly take your coffee or tea and then come back after 20 minutes exactly. Now the time is 5:20. We will catch up at 5:40 max. Thank you so much.